Hello. Welcome to Melissa's Musings at Mom's House edition. So I just recently took a shower, clearly, and I had some amazing shower thoughts. And I wanted to come to you with a little musing. So I am adorned in, this is like a true moment of Melissa right here. I'm adorned in my mother's robe, zebra print, in her guest bedroom, towel on head, ready to go because I had some really powerful inspiration in the shower. Wanted to share it with what was on my mind. I know that you guys know that my preference is to really go live when the moment hits, so moment has hit. I'm in the moment, you guys. So I was taking a shower and I was reminiscing over the last 5 days. I just arrived in New Jersey today. I met John here, and the last 5 days I was in San Diego by myself, hanging out with Boots, doing work, doing all the things, keeping up with life, and having a great time with it. And I'm going to share something with you guys that is, it's a little bit of a vulnerable share. I do not like being alone. Being alone gives me a lot of anxiety. Being someone who spent a lot of time with friends and family growing up, who shared a room constantly growing up, who was always around my siblings and friends and a lot of family and things like that, I get really bad anxiety, or did experience really, thanks Paul, I'm rocking it, have experienced really bad anxiety when being alone. So this time I was alone for 5 days, 5 full days, like 7 total if you include other travel time, like part of 7, you know, but 5 full days, full 24-hour cycles. And for me, that seemed like a lot. Like, some of you may be like, oh my God, I would die for 5 days by myself. For me, that's not a cool thing. So, in the past, I've had really bad anxiety when I've been alone for a period of time. Like and I would have stacked my time with busy, whether that be, like, having friends sleep over on a variety of nights, like one girlfriend sleep over on Friday, one sleep over on Saturday, like, would have literally done that, or kept my schedule literally so busy that I'd drop of exhaustion at the end of the night, sleep through, and wake up and do it all again to keep my time busy, because we've talked about that before on these musings. One of my things and one of my, vices, I would say, is like my workaholicness. So in an effort to really shift, Paul, I see your comment here. I want to address that. Most of my life is spent alone. It's rough. I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. You get to really connect. Let's connect. Let's hang out. Come to my housewarming party. I can totally sympathize, Paul, because being alone is not something I enjoy. Like, it, brings up a lot for me. Like, it reminds me of times in my life where I've been alone and, haven't been in a good place. So I think that's, and, right, when you have time to just think with your thoughts, sometimes that's not a good place to be in when you're me. So anyways, but that was in the past. So really I wanted to totally shift going into these 5 days and keep an open mind and be anxiety free. So I will admit that leading up to the 5 days, it was very busy. We had a lot of work going on. We had meetings. It was awesome. We were jiving, and it really kept my mind off of the fact that the trip was coming up, so it was great. And we had just gotten back from Maui, so a week had passed where we were back. So obviously, right back into the swing of things, whatever, approaching trip where John's leaving, not on my mind. So he leaves. I drop him off at the airport Thursday night. And typically, I would have worked till 1 in the morning. Like I said, exhausted until dropping point, wake up, do it again, keep myself busy, keep my mind off it, right? And this time I got home, and, actually I didn't even go home. This was such a major breakthrough. I dropped him off at the airport, and it was a beautiful sunset, and I went to see it. I do not do that. That is not a Melissa move. It's one that I'm going to start implementing because it was incredibly relaxing and very lovely, but it's not something I do. So right off the bat, I was committed as fuck. As you can clearly see, I went to see the sunset on my own. So drove myself there, watched it, literally sat there for 20-30 minutes. I did a musing. Ha ha. I was talking to you guys for part of that time. And it was a great start to my 5 days, my intentions. So I set intentions for the week. I was really at peace. Like, I was like, oh, I'm going to go home and hang with Boots. It's going to be fab. So I got home. I made myself an amazing dinner. I watched Girls, one of my favorite shows. I colored, and I had a really relaxing evening by myself. I went to bed by like 9:30. I love grandma status sleep. That is me. So it was beautiful. And then I woke up at like, I think 7 a.m. the next day, not in a panic to get to my computer. I was totally at peace. I went through my morning routine, and then I started my day. And that's really how the weekend went. On Saturday, I hosted a garage sale, which is going to be another story for another musing. I'm going to have just a storytelling time about my first and last adult garage sale. Like, they were cool as a kid. I'm over it now. Like, I'm seriously, like, first and last, I'm serious. So, so I hosted a garage sale, hosted a, like, small gathering for a clothing swap on Saturday, and, like, ultimately had a really relaxing weekend. And the 5 days flew by. And what it was really amazing for me to to notice and to become aware of this week while I was by myself was that now that I'm so clear on my intentions to take care of myself and know what that looks like, I found it easier to take care of myself when John wasn't around. And I found that really interesting because John is literally the person who is like on my back, I would say crawled further up my butt than anybody else because he knows how hard that I work and how much I push myself. So he's constantly saying, like, take a step back. You should be relaxing. You should be resting. All of these things. And I think that I have a, hi Mom, I'm doing a musing. I'll be right down. I was like, who's creeping? It was fascinating for me that I found it easier to relax when he wasn't there. So I have some weird thing where for some reason I am resistant to relaxing around him. And I think it has something to do with the fact that I feel guilty taking a break if he's working. Like feeling like I need to be putting in the same amount of effort or I don't know, more. Like I'm very much like I feel like I need to be pulling my weight. And like it was so interesting. Like, I noticed it yesterday, literally the 5th day, because I had, like, a total meltdown. Yesterday, I was back in traditional Melissa mode. I was getting ready for this morning's flight, leaving very early, and so would not have any space to do anything today, and I was traveling most of the day and arriving at family and blah, 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 all the things, story. Ultimately, like, yesterday did not respect myself and my time. Like, I was eating dinner at 10 o'clock. I ended up going to bed at midnight, even though literally all day I had set the intention of my last meeting ending at 6:30 and then being committed to like eating dinner and going to bed by 8:30. So it became crystal clear in the disrespect that I had for myself yesterday and the feedback that I got from John at the end of my day when he was like, whoa, babe, you gotta like take a step back from the meltdown mode to like really acknowledge what's happening here. And I could appreciate that. In the moment, I did not. But I appreciate you, John, and I thank you and acknowledge you for being open in your feedback and telling me the truth. Because it was true. And it brought up really powerful realizations that the other 4 days I had taken really great care of myself. And that's not something I normally do when I am in a pace and working, with John. So it was a really powerful breakthrough. Thank you guys all for watching. Look at all you peeps out here. Okay, something weird is happening. I'm like losing connection. Can you guys still see me? I'm getting warning messages. Facebook is now warning me on the status level of my connection. Right now I'm at medium. Can you guys see me? Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. There's so many of you on here. Paul, Shelly, Alex, Jeff. Hey guys, Serena. Yes, I definitely veto my grandma bedtime status unless if we're playing a hard game of Monopoly. That stuff has to finish. We gotta see that to the finish line. So yeah, really powerful breakthroughs for me this week. And another powerful breakthrough happened like literally with my cat. Because it's really interesting to me that a cat I feel like is a perfect mirror for unconditional love. And the more love that I find that I give my cat, like I just feel like I receive it in tenfold. It's fascinating. And I really feel like that can, can relate to so much of our life, to human beings, to other animals, to just every living creature, really coming at it with a sense of love and joy, and then being in that space to receive. Because, dude, the more I love on my cat, this cat just becomes more cuddly, more loving. Like, I just pick up this cat and I kiss it all over, and I'm just like, oh my God, I love you so much. Like, let me just like, and he's like, meow, I love you too, Mom. And I'm crazy. That's right. So that was really powerful for me too. Just like seeing, like, pets, I feel like, are such a beautiful reflection of unconditional love. There is never any judgment. There's never like, oh, you didn't do the dishes, or the kitchen's a mess, or like literally none of that. They always love you. And what else did my week bring up? I just thought it was really powerful that I didn't stack my time, like really stack my time. I had a lot of respect for my time, and that was a powerful realization. And it's something I get to continue and really create magic with John. Because John constantly wants me to take a break, and he constantly wants to take a break with me. And I'm like a maniac, and I don't let that happen often. And I really get to. I get to really, because that's what leads to more, like, better productivity and better mindset and overall more happiness. And I honestly had a really fabulous 5 days. I miss John a lot, and it's so great to see him and be with him right now. But it was a really powerful 5 days alone. And I really didn't feel lonely. And when I did, I meditated. And I spent time with myself. Or I put on a show that I loved. And I didn't go to my vices. I didn't sit down at my computer and start scrambling. I didn't, have a drink or, do any of the bad habits that I would have in the past. So, was really proud of myself and was thinking about that in the shower and wanted to come to you in the moment. I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching and joining me, despite my turban and how fabulous I currently look in this zebra. But thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate you, and I love you. Talk to you soon.